Been in the automotive business over 25 years. Started at a young age. My parents had an independent shop, so worked there, and then eventually moved into dealerships. Started as a technician, worked my way up to a shop foreman. Went into writing service, worked in parts, became an assistant service manager to a service manager to a fixed ops director, and now I'm here. I've been doing this for about 4.5 years now, and I used this company when I was a fixed ops director, and it was truly a pleasure to come work for them and just enjoy what I do now.
Similar to Tyler, I started in the industry 35 years ago, just got hired as a porter at a dealership and worked my way up to service advisor, then service manager, fixed operations director, and the last few years I was in the retail space. I was general manager of a store. Like Tyler, I had used TVI for about 15 years in the last 2 dealerships I had worked in and saw great success. And when I decided to get out of retail, I was given the opportunity to come work with TVI and have been here for a little, right at a year now, and really enjoyed it.
I would say the biggest problem we've seen is just getting, more people into the dealer. Over, the last 4 years of, we had the COVID stuff and the car shortage and the chip shortage and all that, which really made inventory a lot less for dealers, and dealers end up selling probably half as many cars as they would. Most of the business that comes into a dealership is cars that have been sold over the last 4 or 5 years. So trying to figure out a way to get more people in the door when you're starting from less. So luckily our product, with being able to get people in that have quit doing business or never done business, really helps out a lot.
Yeah, I agree with UIO count. It's definitely been a challenge, and what was affecting sales departments 2 years ago is affecting service departments now, and there's that many less customers to try and get to come into their service department. 2025 is, I think, going to still continue to be a challenge with the lower UIO from the past couple years. Things are starting to improve. A lot of ups and downs with the economy and uncertainty and a lot of things that I think some of that will settle down in the next couple months, and people will at least have an idea of what direction things are going, and I'm hoping it starts to make some positive impacts and things start to improve, but I think it's still going to be a little bit of a challenge going into 2025.
I agree with Bruce. I think 2025 is going to start off with the same game plan as 2024. Things are starting to get better with inventory and the customer base is out there, but it just hasn't fully recovered yet. So keeping the foot on the pedal as far as going after those people that have quit doing business or never done business is going to be the strong point of getting more people in the door.
So going to the NADA convention in previous years as general manager of a dealership is going to be a different experience from this coming year as a vendor. But the opportunity for dealers to see multiple vendors in one location and look at all the options that they have and make decisions that are going to be best for their dealership, I think is great, and gives the dealers opportunities to compare vendors side by side and determine which ones they feel are the best for them.
If you've never been and it's your first time, it's an experience. There's a lot going on there. It was fun to run our booth and fun to meet new people, and it was a lot of fun, walking around and experiencing other people's booths as well, to see what works and see what doesn't work, and things that attract people to your booth that you can learn the do's and don'ts. And I think the biggest success we actually had last year was all our little podcasts. I mean, as a company, the company hadn't been there in a long time, and to get back in there and get exposure and meet new people, and we brought a lot of people over and got to hear about their companies and talk to them about our company, and made a lot of new friends that actually have been very beneficial, in this year, with getting recommendations to other stores and stuff like that.
I'm looking forward to the opportunity to meet a lot of new dealers that either are not aware of TVI and what we can do to help them grow their business and their repeat order counts, and show them what we can do compared with other marketing companies for service departments.
I'm looking forward to improving on what we did last year. I thought we did a really good job, but we at the end of our NADA event last year, we all got together and talked about things we thought were successes and things that we needed to improve on, and I'm really looking forward to putting those improvements in place. Looking forward to meeting some of the people that we met last year as well, and hopefully making more new friends like last year, and getting TVI's name out there. I think we've with NADA and some of the other events we've done this year, I think TVI has really expanded and got our name out there, and people are starting to recognize us, and looking forward to doing that again.
I think the biggest thing is coming into play and is going to continue to be the game changer in the future is AI. There's so many different applications and things that can be used in AI to help make appointment setting, phone call answering, text messaging back and forth, and so many different aspects that take a lot of time away from advisors on the service drive to be able to sell to customers, that they're spending time doing these things that AI is going to be able to help take over and open up more time for them to do what they do best and talk with customers, generate good relationships with their customers, and spend face-to-face time.
I totally agree. I mean, even last year when we were there, I think that was the biggest thing that people were looking for. It seemed like every other booth was AI, some version of automotive AI. And a lot of the people that we knew that we were talking to that were there were looking for stuff like that. I think the biggest one for AI that people are using right now is with BDC tools, and just to make sure that every customer's phone is answered, and making it a little bit more streamlined for people to make appointments. And so I think that's going to be another big focus at NADA this year. The advisors are your first line of defense pretty much when a customer comes in to the store. They're the one that meets the customer, greets the customer, and within 30 seconds if something goes wrong, that customer might never come back. So advisors are huge in retention and how the store makes money. With us being a marketing company, our job is to make the phone ring, in a sense, to get the customer there. The fixed ops leaders that run the departments, we have to put something attractive on there to get somebody in. And now the goal for the managers is to make sure that their advisors are trained in a sense that they're not just order takers as well. So our job is to push the people in, and their job is to advise the customer on what they need, and in a kind and in a trusting way, and make sure that they're not just coming in for an oil change. So I think the biggest thing that we talk to managers about is we're trying to get the customers there, and it's the managers need to trust their advisors to sell and make sure they're treating the customers correctly.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's the relationship building. And back in my days of retail, when I was looking to hire advisors, DMS systems and things aren't that complicated. You can teach just about anybody to do that kind of thing. It's the relationship building and the attitude that you have to look for in an interview that has to be within that person already. That those are the things you can't train somebody. You can give them tips and things, but they have to be able to build that relationship. And the managers have to be able to empower their advisors with the ability for resolution if there is a small issue or something that comes up. Having advisors that are empowered to make decisions and have the ability to build relationships with their customers is key.
Yeah, I still believe to this day, it's probably the hardest job in the dealership is to be a service advisor. You're just being thrown so many curveballs all day long. No one wants to take their car. You can have the greatest relationship with your, whoever the customer is in the world, but, no one wants to take their car in for service. So you're already starting in a hard place already there with, someone. So the right training and the right personality, a good service advisor can really change the store.